Welcome back to another episode of the Live Your Yes Life podcast. My name is Lisa. I will be your host for today, and I want to thank you for tuning in. I have a powerful episode for you today. We're going to talk about the biggest lie that keeps heart-centered leaders stuck, or we could also say that keeps heart-centered leaders broke. This is going to be a great one. But for now, thank you so much for being here. Each week, Kayla, my partner at Rise Leadership Circle, and I bring you channeled thoughts, discussions, and interviews on what it takes to go from dreaming and wishing to actively living your yes life. So let's jump in. Okay, so what is the biggest lie that keeps heart-centered leaders stuck or broke? This is what I think it is, you guys. I think the lie is a belief that in order to be a powerful leader, we must put others first. Now, hear me out on this. I want to remind you, definition of a leader is your definition, whether you are leading a company. I know many of you are entrepreneurs, you're leading a team, or you may be leading, maybe you're a mom and you're leading your family, or you're a dad and you're leading your family, or maybe you're a leader in your community. Whatever this means for you, I promise you that if you are hearing my words, you are a leader. And so there is this lie that we buy into, and that is putting others first is the way to be a powerful leader. We've been taught, I know I was taught, that that is the way to be a good person. Now, before you think I'm crazy or feel like, okay, but then I would be selfish if I wasn't, I want to just really unpack this for you. So this year is an 8 universal year. And what this means is that all of us are going to be asked to step in a bigger and bigger way this year into our leadership, into our really understanding the power that we all own inside of us. We're going to be understanding how to use that power in a beautiful way to manifest the life that we want to create. And no matter where you're at on this journey, you're going to be tapping into deeper levels of this. Each of us, may experience it a little bit differently, but I am going to help you unpack it as we go through the year. So I want to talk just a little bit on leadership right now and why I think putting others first is a problem. Because many of us do this at the cost of our own benefit, to the cost of our own health, to the cost of our own fulfillment. I'm just going to demonstrate this for you in real time. So I want you to think right now of who is like one of the best leaders you've ever known in your lifetime. This could be a boss, a manager, it could even be a parent, it could be someone close to you who's just like someone who's been empowering for you, who has really taught you to believe in yourself, someone who's been encouraging and uplifting. Okay, just bring that person to mind. And now I want you to think of another person in your life who has been a negative influence, who has not been a good leader. Maybe this was a manager you once had. Maybe this was someone really important in your life, such as a parent or a teacher, and this person just was disempowering. They actually, maybe the opposite happened. It's like you lost faith in yourself and you just saw that people didn't do well under their leadership. And now I want you to just notice something for me. Between these two leaders, do you see that the leader who was inspiring, empowering, do you see that this person most likely was someone who knew how to fill their own cup? They probably knew how to tap into their joy, their purpose, things that made them feel good, things that made them feel happy. They were probably people like you and I who love to pour into other people, who love to serve, and it brings so much meaning to our life. But likely if you think back, did that person on some level take care of themselves? Did they tap into their own joy in the things that made them happy? And now compare that to the leader who was a negative leader in your life, and notice, did this person take care of themselves? Or were they kind of burning the candle at both ends? Were they always busy, always rushing to the next thing, expecting other people to, really fulfill their needs in some way, right? So this is why I say that it's really important that we don't believe the lie that at all costs we have to put others first. And I want to just shift your thinking a little bit in that you've got to start to prioritize your own joy. You have to prioritize as a leader filling your own cup, taking time to do the things that light you up. It's the only way to really truly know ourselves, right? The more that we tap into what brings us joy and what lights us up, the more that we discover about who we really are. When we're just rushing through our days trying to be of high service and take care of everyone, if we don't start from a place where we're full inside, we only have so much to give. And that's when leaders show up in burnout, or they just simply don't have the capacity to really inspire someone or to guide someone through when they're trying to come from this place of complete exhaustion or burnout. So I think it's so important that we start to see leadership a little bit differently. That in order to be of high service in the world, in order to empower the people in our lives and inspire them and serve them in the way that we most want to do, to be of greatest impact in the world, we must start by cultivating our own joy. So this is one of the reasons that Kayla and I created the Joy Challenge, which begins next week on March 11th. And this is exactly the work that we're going to be doing inside of the Joy Challenge. Is we're going to take an entire week to focus on cultivating this ability to source joy from within, no matter what you're walking through in your life right now. That ability to know how to tap into joy, how to really get to know the truth of who you are, and to understand that this is actually the fuel for your dreams. And the truth is, money and profit tends to follow joy, not the other way around. So often we have bought into the lie that if we just work hard enough, if we just keep burning that candle at both ends and just keep pushing, eventually we'll arrive at a place of joy. And I can tell you, in my many years of doing this leadership work, the opposite is true. Actually, joy is the path to get there. When we start from a place of joy, then the way forward appears, and actually that is what helps to attract the money, the clients, the profits that we want to bring into us. And I'm not just talking about law of attraction here, and I'm not talking about any kind of toxic positivity or just be love and light all the time. We still, as humans, are going to have the full range of emotions, right? And we believe that our capacity to feel, some of the deepest and heaviest emotions is also our capacity to feel the greatest joy, to feel the high vibe emotions. We've got to be willing to be with all of it. Right? So tapping back into the truth of who we are, tapping back into feeling safe in order to know how to be with all of our emotions is part of the process to learning how we can tap into and cultivate joy every single day. And I know that for many of us, joy is an afterthought. We're busy, we're living our lives, we're doing the thing, we're getting up every morning, we're jumping into the day. And this is a week-long experience where we are going to guide you to be intentional about cultivating joy. It is a life-changing experience, you guys. We've run this challenge publicly one other time and then privately for a few private groups a few times. And every time there are so many amazing shifts. And so if you feel like, okay, I'm ready to create more profit in my business, I'm ready to go deeper in my relationships, or you just feel like you want to tap into your purpose and get to know yourself, we're going to teach you what your joy activators are. We're going to show you your own unique formula for how tapping into joy also opens up money flow. You're going to have some big ahas around this. So come in and join us, you guys. You can join with a free preview. I'm going to link it below this podcast. So you can join with a free preview pass. The first 3 days you can tune in and watch for free, or you can go ahead and commit right away, which is what I recommend, right? Commit right away to the whole 5 days. We're going to be live together for 5 days. If you upgrade to the all access pass, we're going to be live together Monday through Friday. We'll be on Zoom. You get to come and join us on Zoom. The first hour will be Kayla and I walking you through all of the steps to the Joy Challenge. And then for those of you who upgrade to the full access pass, you'll also get to be on a live Zoom with us for a whole extra hour beyond the challenge, where we coach in real time to help you have breakthroughs around stepping into your leadership, stepping into your joy. It is so powerful. So whichever feels right for you, jump into the free preview pass and check it out. But I know you're going to want to upgrade. The upgrade is $49. And this is where it's at, you guys. This is giving yourself the time and space. If you're thinking you don't have the time, I promise you, you might need this even more. There will be replays available for 24 hours after each session. So if you can't make it live one day, you can definitely catch the replay. But I'd love to invite you to come in and really do the work that helps you get to know the truth of who you are, tapping back into your joy, and watch how so many things around you begin to transform as you do this work. So I want to talk a little bit more about this topic, and what I brought forward in the first part of this call is how crucial this is as we step into this 8 universal year. So when I say an 8 year, I'm talking about an 8 year in numerology. And that means all of us collectively on the planet are going to be in this energy and in this vibration of stepping into our power. This, for many of us, will be a really amazing year for financial flow, or it may be stepping into leadership. Each of us is going to have our own lessons, right? And I think one of the really important things that we get to understand is we need to know how to understand how to tap into our own power, because we all have it. And so we have the power to create the life that we want to create. It's the work we do here on the Yes Life podcast. We have the power to create the financial life that we want to create. But for many of us, that power goes untapped. And, I feel like the word manifesting has been, I don't want to say overused, because I truly believe in our ability to manifest. We manifest all day, every day, whether we realize it or not. But I also want you to think about it, instead of maybe the word manifesting, as just tapping into your God-given power, your ability as a human to create the life that you want to have. And this is going to be a year, I think, where we move away from some of those really surface level desires of just like, I don't know, there's no bad or good desires. There's not a right or wrong, but some are, they're really surface level. They might be those desires that stroke our ego. And it's like, I feel like if I just have this, then I'll feel worthy, right? I think we're going to move more into those soul-filled, meaningful desires. Those desires where we tap into the things that bring us alive, the things that cause us to fulfill our own purpose. And I believe that the more we do that, the more the financial wins follow it, the more the fulfillment and the meaning follow it. Because I don't want you to listen in just to create something superficial. I want you to create a life of true meaning and you getting to be the true essence of who you are. And so I think that part of the ability to tap into this internal power to manifest those really deep core personal desires that we have, those soul-fulfilling desires, is amplified when we can regularly access these higher vibrational emotions such as joy. We have to have the ability to move through all of the emotions in this human experience, and how to regularly, daily tap into some high vibe feels such as joy. Because here's the things that you want, those soul fulfilling desires, they are likely a vibrational match for joy specifically, right? And the more that we spend time, if you've ever done any studying on how manifestation works, which I like to just call tapping into your power, is the more that we can actually spend some time on that vibrational frequency. Just imagine this would be like, okay, you're going to go over to the radio station and you're going to turn the dial to whatever station you want to listen to, right? And so you want to hear jazz music, you're going to turn the dial to the jazz channel and you're going to get jazz. It's the same way when it comes to building the life that we want to have. You're going to set your dial to joy and you're going to naturally attract more experiences that bring you joy. So whatever it is for you, right? Whatever it is that is your soul's desire. We're going to be really talking about this as we go through this year more and more. But this really truly is about tapping into your power to create. And I feel like there's just a lot of, what's the word I want to say? There's just like a lot of disillusion around this, where we think it's just about thinking positive and then we'll attract all of these things to us. But I think what this year is going to reveal for us, that it's actually much, much deeper than that and much more beautiful than that as well, because I think this sense of tapping into meaning and fulfillment is closely tied to tapping into our leadership and the truth of who we are. So I want to just tell you guys, I'm going to end this here in just a second, but I think it's so important to recognize that our joy and our power to create the life that we most want is so closely connected. like almost one and the same. And so I really hope that you'll come and join us for the Joy Challenge. We are going to roll up our sleeves. We're going to do the inner work, the soul fulfilling work that helps you create the life that you most want to live this year. So please don't miss it. This is one of the best challenges that we have ever done. And as I said at the top of this podcast, the feedback we received last time was that it was life-changing for people in the way that they got to tap into things. So I'm going to drop the link below. You can click it. You can go and read about the different options. I highly recommend that you go ahead and purchase the full access pass for $49. Mark your calendars and show up live if you can. And I so look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye for now.